Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Sunday. All right, guys, so tomorrow we'll be back for hot, messy topics and, of course, our members only. But today we're back to talk about some Sandoval of it all because Jax Taylor is now shading the hell out of Lisa Vanderpump a little bit. But Brock Davies is also sharing a text with Tom Sandoval, which I was a little shocked by. There's more to it. But before we get into all of it, you guys know how this works. Do all the YouTube things, smash that like button, show some love, and let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so I thought that this was interesting. Brock Davies is sharing his text message to Tom Sandoval. There's actually a lot that's being shared by him and Scheana right here. But thank you to Reality Blurb. Scheana Shay revealed that her husband, Brock Davies, had contact with Tom Sandoval following his cheating scandal with Raquel Leviss. She shared the hardest scene that she had to film and addressed whether she believes Schwartz helped cover up the affair. Vanderpump Rules stars were shocked to learn of the scandal and are now dealing with the fallout, especially Ariana Madix, who was blindsided by her boyfriend's secret relationship. On her Shenanigans with Scheana Shay podcast, Scheana revealed that Tom reached out to Brock after the news of the scandal broke. She claimed her co-star was attempting to get in contact with Raquel, who chose to stop filming amid the finale. One thing that I've never said publicly or anywhere was when she stopped filming, she turned her phone off. Sandoval had reached out to Brock and asked if we had spoken to her because he couldn't get a hold of her. Wait a minute. Scandal just broke. Scheana is with Raquel in New York City. Scheana and Raquel get into a back and forth. Raquel ends up going home saying that Scheana punched her with her, long nails and whatnot. Raquel ends up filing a false police report and also a temporary restraining order. And you think out of everybody that she might have called, she's choosing Scheana? Tom Sandoval, you never cease to amaze. Never, ever cease to amaze me. Okay. In the podcast, her husband, Brock, explained that it turned out she was okay. According to the father of one, Raquel had just turned off her phone as recommended by her crisis PR team. At one point, Brock also revealed that he reached out to Tom. When this started happening, I sent him a text message saying, "This is where I stand with the things. And you are going to have to take the brunt of this. And you are going to have to figure out how to get through this. And honestly, unfortunately, I feel like they keep fumbling." On the May 26th episode of the Shenanigans podcast, Scheana herself said that she messaged Tom after learning that his best friend, Ali, passed away. Now with Sandoval just losing his best friend, I can't imagine what this is doing to him, spiraling even more. She said that he didn't respond to her, but she also reached out to his friend Kyle Chan as she didn't want anyone to harm themselves. Kyle Chan is the one that right now Tom Sandoval has been making the bracelets with, the little beaded things. I don't really know what he's doing with this time, but whatever it is, it's with Kyle Chan and they're doing it together. So at least he has somebody in his corner. Let's keep it going. Okay. Now with Sandoval just losing a best friend, she went in on this, right? So all right, we get it. On the May 19th episode of her podcast, Scheana shared that she hoped to talk to Raquel while being filmed after the incident, which reportedly resulted in Raquel's restraining order against her. "I fully planned on filming with her, sitting down with her when cameras picked back up for the season. I was going to talk about what happened in New York that night with her. I had spoken to Ariana about it, and she said, absolutely, it's okay. Sit down with her. Sit down with Tom, because I wasn't going to film those scenes without running it by her first, of course." But according to Scheana, she couldn't talk to Raquel because she went rogue amid the finale. We heard that she was in Thousand Oaks or she was in Phoenix. While speaking on the iconic or Everything Iconic with Danny Pellegrino podcast, Scheana did reveal that she does not see a future reconciliation with Raquel. She claimed that Raquel should have reached out and apologized way sooner, and I have still not heard a word from her. So yeah, if there is ever a conversation between her and I, it's going to be a very different conversation than it would have been the week of all of this happening. She also addressed her one-on-one confrontation with Tom in the finale, saying it was the hardest scene that I've ever filmed in 10 years. When Mike Shea and I filmed our divorce, I didn't know that conversation was, that's what it was going into the divorce. I thought we were going to make up. He was going to be honest. And when I knew he wasn't being honest, then the whole scene switched. But that was like inaudible in the moment. this conversation going into it, I never had so much anxiety. I had no idea how it was going to go. I'm like, how do we end this conversation? I'm not hugging him. Either I'm going to tell him to leave or I'm going to have to leave. And at the end of it, I was just so sad. Like Sandoval and Raquel broke my heart too. And in the dramatic talk, Tom admitted to Scheana that he cheated with other women besides Raquel, but didn't name the names. And Scheana still says in the podcast, I absolutely think it was Billy Lee. Kristen Doty and I were just talking about this after watching the finale this week. This was what, season 6, I think? There was the rumor, maybe it was season 7, but there was this rumor. Jesse Montana said that Billy Lee and Sandoval hooked up. And of course, Ariana and I are the first people to shut it down. But fast forward, when I study Sandoval's behavior now, watching the show as a past friend and fan in every way, when I watch him now, I see the lies as they're coming out of his mouth. She also indicated that she's not opposed to filming with Raquel again. When and if Raquel and I ever do have a conversation, in whatever capacity it will be a very different conversation. But now that there's been a restraining order filed, now that there has been so much emotional distress that I went through dealing with all of this, court, and the fact that this bitch still has not even tried to text me, I specifically not blocked her just to see if one day she'll reach out. According to a conversation Scheana allegedly had with Tom, Raquel's choice to file the restraining order perhaps was not her idea. He blamed her family, let's just say that. I'm not protecting them. He blamed her family. He said that they convinced her to do this. Sandoval made it sound like it was a Britney Spears situation and she had no control over her own actions and was forced to do all of this. Whether that's true or not, that is what he said. Scheana claimed that Raquel revealed no emotion when confronted about the affair, and she said that night in New York she showed no remorse. So the second she grabbed my wrist, I just had to get her as far away from her as possible because I was like, how are you not crying right now? How are you not upset? There were no tears, not one tear. She defended Schwartz against accusations that he helped cover up the affair through his own fling with Raquel because Scheana said, I think Schwartz was put in a very tough position because bro code. You have your boy's back, but you tell him to do the right thing. I think that Schwartz genuinely did find out after the wedding. I do believe that. I do think that Schwartz is the type of manipulative person who will act as a decoy willingly and kiss Raquel. I think those feelings in that moment for him were real and he felt a spark and he went with it. And then he even said in his interviews, he felt like that kind of, got his Schwartz back. And it just felt good to be wanted by someone young and whatever. Scheana went on and she even said Schwartz also had a very strong friendship with Ariana. She was a fucking groomsman for him in his wedding. So as much as it's like, okay, you could understand Tom's his best friend and he had a bro code or whatever, there needed to be a time to break that out of respect for Ariana and say, if you don't tell her by this day, I've had enough. I'm doing it. I'm telling her. And he never did that. Oof. Scheana with all the ultimatums, with all the information, and with all the tea, with the text messages and everything in between. All right, guys. Well, again, happy Sunday. Don't forget that we are going live tomorrow. But also, in the meantime, go ahead and comment below. Let us know what you think of all of the shenanigans of it all. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.